Hey guys, it's John from SMT Volvo. In this video demonstration, I'm going to go through how we can survey points in on the Topcon 3DM system. So the scenario is a manhole cover here, missing from the data. So I just want to record that in so I can refer to that later in the project. So to begin with, down the right hand side, we've got this icon here. It's got a map and a point. That's our sort of topo or survey measurement button. We can have up to 3 of these, so we leave it as 1 for now. If I press that to record that point, so it's in the center of the road there. If I press it, it takes me to this screen. What we need to define in these fields here is a layer, description, it's up to you, and then just need to define where on the bucket we're measuring. So it's probably best practice to use a layer. So this is a little bit like the land surveying GPS rovers. So land surveyors and engineers use. And if you imagine this design here has multiple layers of tracing paper over it. Say for instance that yellow line was assigned to a layer called curb. If it allows us to turn that off, on and off, and select what we see or what we export. So it's quite a tidy way of managing your data. But let's go back to that. So I'm going to hit the shortcut to do the measurement. I'm going to define a layer. So if I use the drop down, these are the layers that were imported from the design. I can choose to either add to one by selecting it, or I can choose a new layer. So here I might call this, let's call this topo, and press OK. Just need to drop that down, select my new layer. Could add a description if I want, so manhole, and then I just need to define left edge, right edge, or middle of bucket. Just keep it as middle, press OK. Press OK, there we go, topo shot, topo. So I'm going to slew to the right, and we can see our point there. So that's been recorded. So I'll track back because that's annoying me. There we go. So that data is actually assigned to the project. That sits in your data. So we can press menu data and then go to points. Here we can view some information on that point. So name, description, layer, when it was created, easterns, northerns, elevations. If you want to delete a layer, say you made a mistake, just highlight it. Sorry, delete a point. Just highlight that and then delete that. So that sits there nice and pretty. I'm going to create a second button here because there's some more functionality within the software. So if I go to view, display options, I can go to shortcuts, and here I can create up to 3 measurement shortcuts. But say for instance, let's choose 2. Say for instance I want to record an as-built, so some spot heights of this car park pad here. What I can do is keep my number 1 button as my topo shots. So I might do random spot heights around that car park pad, but I can use my second button and this functionality. So I go to tools and then topo survey, and here I can define an auto topo. So it's this third line down here. We can define it by set interval distances. So as I move the bucket, I can define every 2 minutes or whatever, every 2 meters it records a point, or the time interval I can choose to record every so many seconds it will record a point. Very much like the first button, we need to assign a layer. So this is my as-built. What I'm going to do is just create another layer. There we go. So record all my as-built points to that layer. I'm going to use the middle of my bucket. I'm going to go with distances. So I'm going to set 2 meter distance. In fact, I've done that for the wrong button. So let's go back and turn this off. Select button number 2 because that's what I want. Again, select my as-built, define the position on the bucket I want to measure from, my method of auto topo or auto recording. So I'm going to go distance 2 meters. And then the action is what happens when I actually press the number 2 shortcut on the right hand side of the screen, and if I want to add a description to those points. So I could write in their pad if I want to, or parking pad, whatever it is, but press OK. So we get this additional symbol on the number 2 button just to indicate I am going to do auto topos. So the way that would work is kind of really you're passing over what you've constructed just to verify and measure the elevations and positions. So if I press number 2, it goes green, and then as I track back or I'm moving my bucket hovering over the surface every 2 meters, it's automatically recording a point. So you're actually doing a bit of a survey here. There we go. You get the idea. If I pause that, press that number 2 button, it pauses it, and there we have it. So go to data, look at my points, and then I can see my as-built layers here, easterns and northerns. What we can do is you can take that data and export that if you want to via the USB on the back. So you go to export your points as a PT3 file, which is a Topcon native file, but you can then take that through into 3D Office or another Topcon Office software suite, and then change the file format for that if you want to. You can choose all points or by layer, so I could go to my as-built, and then just need to choose where my USB would be and export that. Or if say an engineer wanted that data remotely, they can use the team viewer function in the remote support function within the Dig Assist screen. So I hope that video was helpful to you guys, and yeah, see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye.